Okay, so let's start. We just okay. Joanna, nice to see you, my dear. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you too.
Wonderful. Okay, we're starting. Let's just take a minute of some meditation. Because we're all going to share or are sharing now a space together, so we have to be together. So let's just take a minute and connect to the breathing. Just a minute. Let me just say, Miche.
May I say something, Yair?
But we started already. How can you say something? Maybe later when we finish the meditation, okay?
Okay. My sister is here.
Okay. She wants to join us?
I don't know. I will ask her.
Okay, but now we're starting the meditation, so let's not talk anymore. Okay, we're starting and we connect to our breathing. And let's pay attention how the breath moves in the body. Inhaling, and pay attention to where it's going and if there's any resistance in the body. And if you find any resistance, so just pay attention to the area of resistance and just be present with it, so it will start to soften up. Okay, and let's visualize that we are in a place called now. Yeah, it's a place. It's a place now. And the minute I'm in the now, I am alive. And the now and the heart is the same place. And what takes from the now is the mind, and what allows us to be in that place called now is also the relaxation of the mind. So the mind, you could say it's our master or our slave, up to us. And I know that all of us is not easy to be the master of the mind. And for that, we have a few tricks, okay, that we have to apply. The trick number one is first to understand that that's the situation, that the mind is enslaving you. Yeah, that's very important to understand. Number two is to understand that the mind is a computer, is not you. Yeah, that the mind is a computer, is a machine, you can say, is not you. So there's no need to identify and say, I, and think about the mind as you. So the mind is a machine. Okay. And then to understand, like any machine, you need to know how to handle it. So the way we handle the mind is first understanding that there's no need to identify with it. So when it thinks, there's no need to say I behind that thought. It thinks because it thinks. But there's no need to say I or me or mine. That's not easy, I know. It's not easy to do, but that's where we're aiming. The other thing is to know who we are. You know, if I'm not the mind and not the thought and not the emotion, so who am I? Yeah, we have to be very clear about it. So let's clarify that because this is the baseline for everything. Okay. And let's acknowledge that who we are or who am I is the awareness, the space in which everything operates, the mind, the senses, what we see, what we hear, life everywhere. Yeah. Manifesting in the space which we are. To realize the space, again, we have to bring the mind into its source before it's thinking, before it's moving, to keep it there. Then we are in the in the space or in the now. And then it's easier to see movements of emotion, movements of thoughts, movement of sensory sensation. Okay. Other tool that is extremely important is infinity, because the mind tends to pull into be very small and in very strong identity with this form. When we're expanding the mind to infinity, then it's again become in our control. When you pull it into the size of the body, yeah, then it's controlling you. So let's try to keep the mind infinite right now, to feel that you are in the dimension of the whole creation. When we are like this, so then it's easier to see what is vibrating in harmony with that infinity and what is more vibrating low vibration. Yeah. So we might feel that part of us feels really infinite, but other parts are still grabbing inwards, creating tension. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe our heart is open, but maybe we have some discomfort in our lower body or maybe in the head. Okay. So once we are infinite like this, then we can invite, then we can invite whichever part that are still not connected to join, the imbalance. Okay, so if you feel any tension within you, yeah, so invite that part of tension to unite with infinity, to harmonize with infinity. Very good. When we are like this, we're alive, completely alive. Then we hear the birds or the crickets or the breath or each other. Then we live in love and we are light and everything feels more pink and nice and rosy. Yeah. Even if we have problems, and we all have problems. And if not me, my neighbor, my country, whatever, you know. So there's no need to shrink into the problem. Okay, so let's continue now. and let's work together. So welcome, Olga. What a nice surprise to have you with us. Wow. So that's great. Okay, so I'd like to invite whoever wants to do some work. Yeah. Mitja, now you can hear, no? You jump. Okay, you can hear, but I understand you don't want to talk because you don't feel good, no? Yeah, okay. Okay, good. Okay, so if anyone wants to that we start do some work, it'll be great. Yeah, Olga.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I was a bit late. It's lovely to be here. Yeah, I would love some. I just came back home from a retreat or a gathering, and I didn't feel very good in my flat. It felt a bit strange being back. So actually, I would love to see if we could practice on energy reason within a space and the correlation of this to the person that enters it.
Amazing. I love it. It's a beautiful challenge. So maybe before we start with Olga, I'd like to invite all of us to connect to exactly that, to the space where we're sitting, and just to see first if the space where we're sitting feels nice. And it's nothing to do with what in the space, but does it feel nourishing for you, loving for you, light, supportive? Okay? Just try to feel. Pay attention to your breathing, for example. And when you ask yourself, is the space is good for me, is supportive, what happened to your breath? Okay, good. Anyone want to share?
My space feels really nice and I feel nice and comfortable and loved.
Beautiful. Sally, for you?
Same here. Yeah. Yeah. It feels very light and fresh and clean. The energy, not the
How do you get it, Sally?
how.
Yeah, what is your sensation of that?
Mm, my breath was nice and smooth. I felt my tummy kind of did like a little gargle, like almost maybe I'm hungry. I don't know.
Okay.
But no, I just feel
Okay, but what I want to invite you, I mean, not only you, all of us, to get the sense is oppression. Yeah. When you say, you see, because by default we always opening ourselves, we're opening our aura by default, always. Yeah. We try anyway. So usually we overriding the space. Usually, yeah. And if our inner space, meaning our aura, the space we feel from our heart outwards, is good, we can tolerate a space that is not very well. Yeah. But if inside we are collapsed, then we don't tolerate it. Yeah. But sometimes we are open, but the space is pushing. Yeah. But we can tolerate it because our energy is very good. For example, that's what I feel. You know, I didn't pay attention, and thanks to that, suddenly I realized that when I allow the space that I'm sitting into kind of um, I say attack me or not attack, but come to my system, I feel oppressed actually. It's not the space itself is not very light. Yeah. Which I'm surprised, but that's what it is. Yeah. Um, but because my energy, I feel very good, so it's no problem actually. So that's what I want to invite all of us is to feel that we are kind of collapsing the defense that we have, that natural energy field that we all holding, and to see if the space itself holding us well. Yeah. So let's take a minute. Okay. Gaia, for you is the same?
No, now it changed.
In what way?
Um,
It's better or it's worse?
I mean, like if I'm like this image of the space, it's kind of not that supporting me, but like before I was more feeling my own energy, I guess. But now it's a bit foreign in a way.
Okay. Okay. And for you, Sally?
No, I still feel good, but everything's open. Like the windows, the doors, everything's open. So it's quite outdoorsy.
Okay.
Even though I'm inside, I'm outdoors.
Good. If you feel good, you feel good. Perfect. Olga, for you?
It feels a bit like tight.
Okay, good. So before we continue with Olga, let's look at each other's let's look at each other's space, because like we feel our space, we can feel somebody else's space, of course. Yeah. So let's say, yeah, everybody, yeah, look at the Kaya's place for 1 minute. Then Sally's space or place. Yeah. Then mine. Then Mitch's. And then Olga. Okay. So if anyone want to say anything you're perceiving from somebody else's space, don't need to do everybody, but anything that came to you that you'd like to point out. Gaia, how is my space?
Your space, like from when we went from mine to Sally's, it's kind of expanded and dissolved in a nice way, and then yours
It's,
was pretty
yeah.
similar. Yeah,
Mine is what? Sorry.
similar, like quite open.
Oh, okay.
Light, yeah.
And Olga's?
Olga's felt a bit, more like constrained and a bit
Okay.
like more small.
Good. Thank you, Gaia. Olga, you wanted to say?
Sure. So in Kaya's space, I saw flowers, but for me, the space as if the river runs in the middle of it, and the top and the bottom went in slightly different directions. They were like not whole, like coming out. And but I felt scent very, very strong.
Flowers. Nice flowers, yeah?
Yeah, like a scent of gentle flowers. Like I don't know what that is, whether there's something nearby or like it's really good for it. Like the scent of flowers was just quite prominent. And in
Okay.
Sally's space, I felt restriction on the throat.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the space restricting that area. And in your space here, I could smell like how to describe it, like wetness or
Wetness.
water. Yeah, or water. Like I felt like air wanted to come in, like it just needed to be aired out. That's how I felt.
You're right. I mean, all the windows are closed and it's so many things here, but it's okay. We're moving out of here, so everything will be clean. Okay, wonderful. Okay, good. So thank you. Let's work with your space, Olga. So, yeah, maybe you can say again what you're feeling, Olga.
Within my space.
Yeah, right now, what do you feel?
I feel this like sort of a relative expansion up front, but a constriction at the back when I'm in my space.
Yeah. Okay. For me, it's very, very clear what you said, that there is the space is heavy. Yeah, it is heavy. Okay. So I mean, we're investigating it. Space, of course, is energy, and space can be occupied by different energies. Yeah. The main energy that usually occupies space is you. Yeah, is us. Yeah, but can be occupied by the other energies as well, like different being, and even things can has energy that affecting the space. So let's just investigate what is that thing that there. Olga was not there, and somebody or something occupied the space. Maybe, yeah, or maybe it's Olga. We don't know yet. We don't know. So let's use. Let's take the space as in a way, a being. You know, somebody sort of. Yeah, and let's maybe one way to deal with it is to become the space, to say I am the space, like we do sometime in the energy coaching, energy reading work. We become part of the other person's body, or part of their history, or part of their family. So we say I am the space. I am the space of Olga. Let's say that, and let's see what comes when we say I am Olga's space. Maybe through our system we can kind of discover what's the story, why that space is behaving not very inviting. Okay, so who gets what? What's going on with that space? Yeah.
I got like
Oops.
this being of a space is kind of like this, like kind of saying to her that she changed and it's different. Like,
I don't want like you like this, Olga. Yeah, like
yes,
the space is not happy from Olga
yeah,
transformation.
or kind of jealous or like something like
Okay, okay, okay,
confused. Yeah.
beautiful. Who else gets anything of that?
I just felt pressure on the chest when
Yeah.
I was
Mhm.
on the
Yeah.
space. Like immediately pressure on the.
Okay. Joanna, do you anything that you get when you connect to the space of Olga?
Sorry, but I came late. I have a little argument with my sister. I'm sorry.
Okay. What we do, Olga said that the space in her apartment feels not comfortable. So I invited everybody to connect to the space and to see how that feels, you know? And yeah. So
May
as we,
you
sorry?
may you put the image again so I can say something?
It's not, you just move the screen in your mobile and you'll see Olga. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Olga, did you get anything from your
No.
space when you?
I just feel
I-
like tightness. For me, it's like feels really tight and out immediately, kind of like shooting out. So it feels quite uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay, good. Very good. Okay. So now I want to ask you, Olga, if that feeling is familiar for you from the space. Is it the first time it happened to you, or it was before? Do you recognize it?
I do, just not as strong. Sometimes when I'm away for a long time, I come back and it feels, it's going to sound very odd, but it feels like somebody was leaving while I was away.
Yeah.
So, and then I just get this kind of similar feeling, like as if I'm entering somebody else's space.
Yeah. And that energy is not comfortable. That's what I understand.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel like it feels at conflict with mine.
Yeah. I get it completely. You know, I feel the tension, the pressure. It's all, and when I become the space, I feel, you know, shaky or disturbed. I feel disturbed within myself. Disturbed. Okay. So now let's check before we taking care of the space. Let's check about the exchange between the space as an entity and Olga. Yeah. Okay. So again, we do it a lot in the energy reading. We take two people, yeah, or two objects, and we say what is the exchange between them? What is the exchange? Is the energy is harmonious? Is love and softness, or there is some kind of pressure or pushing or pulling or anything like that? So if we take the space as a being, we can call it a person, but it doesn't matter, like something, and Olga. And we want to see how do they talk to each other in a way. Yeah. So yeah, see what you're getting. So see what you're getting, everybody. Just see what you're getting from that. Whoever gets anything, and you're welcome to share. Anyone would like to share on that? Yeah, Joanna, please.
For me, it's like space is intrusive, like
On Olga. Yeah.
aggressing Olga,
Mm-hmm.
but that it might be because there is something wrong with the vibration in this space, but
Mm-hmm.
also that it's a memory of something, of another house or something else that she didn't like.
Uh-huh.
And Olga is trying to push it
Mm-hmm.
for her because she doesn't like it,
Mm-hmm.
but she's overwhelmed. I can say that the space is the winner. That's
Yeah.
how I feel.
So you say that the discomfort of the space is actually a memory of Olga that is there. That's what you're saying.
Yes, that or maybe added some bad vibration in that
Okay.
space. Something happened before.
Okay. Good.
Maybe they are
Perfect. Thank you
two
so
of them.
much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
For me, I just saw kind of like, yeah, this ratio like between, so her and the space is a person or whatever being alive. So the space has like had more, like proportionally it was like bigger, and you know it took too much, and her I saw, yeah, like smaller and like kind of like a little girl, maybe being like looking at the space and being kind of confused,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, kind of maybe even afraid a little bit.
Okay. Beautiful. And Sally? Nothing special.
No.
No worries. Okay. Olga, what do you get?
It's not very clear to me, but I think maybe that is the reason, like the reason it just feels a bit chaotic and confused and sort of like something like I'm trying to catch something or sit with, and it's just continuously escaping me.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so we have a lot of information, a lot of ideas. So the next step is to check how is Olga? Yeah, because maybe Olga radiating that quality, and we're blaming the space. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's check Olga first of all. Olga, how are you?
I feel a bit high in my head with the energy, but I also feel quite heart-centered at the same time. So they just feel slightly separate, but overall, I think my aura is a little bit tighter than I'd like, but and it doesn't take me away from presence.
Okay. So generally, we can say that you feel pretty good. You know, it's not, you don't feel very disturbed within you, and
It feels okay. Yeah, like yeah, it feels okay.
okay, good. Okay, but always there is a question, because why your energy is not stronger than the space? Yeah. Why the space? Because you know, this world is full of negative energy, full. Yeah. But normally, if we are okay within ourselves, we're managing to keep our energy well. Yeah. And no matter where we go. Yeah. So maybe first we have to check your ability to expand your energy, and then let's see what happened with the space. Yeah. Before we go into the space itself, because we can work with the space, but even more important is to work with you. Yeah. Then you have it for you. So if you can connect to your aura, and I want to invite everybody to connect to Olga's aura, and because obviously it will change very soon. Just connect to your aura and try to feel, yeah, what's going on, and what's the relationship between your aura and the space that doesn't feel right. Because actually, your ability to connect to the space, meaning that you have ability to connect to the aura. We know that. Okay.
So I kind of immediately feel quite hot. So I feel like my aura is closing within towards myself rather than going out. And it feels a bit tight and it feels a bit like contained. It's like quite fiery. It feels really hot within it.
Okay. So again, we will work with the space, but if we can support you to be again, you know, as radiant as possible, then you have a tool that you can apply anywhere. Yeah, of course. So just a minute, Joanna. So let's if you can connect now to your aura and invite it to harmonize and to expand. Okay. How is it? What's happening?
It's very subtle, like gentle. But for me, it's changing the color. It's going to blue, and it kind of changed the direction. It's going outwards more.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any sense of what's happening? You know why it was a bit more inwards, or do you know what's happening with you?
I feel like maybe it's just energy sort of settling, readjusting from the gathering I was just at. So it's just a little bit still patchy, you know, it's still affected by maybe what happened.
Yes. So let's open more, and let's open more, and let's open with a awareness that you are a sun, you know, sunny and sun, and the light which you are is first of all kind of cleansing all the rooms and all the spaces in your flat, in your apartment. Yeah, that it's going through the walls to soften the cement, you know, to give light to all the bricks, to all the wiring, to all the pipes. Yeah. Okay. So how is it now?
Yeah, it feels better.
And how is the space?
It feels softer.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see a space problem now.
Mm.
But let's hear other people. Joanna, you wanted to say earlier, you wanted to say something? Open your mic.
Yes. For me, I felt like how are you called? Sorry, I didn't.
Olga.
I want to speak to Olga directly. So Olga, because we are in a circle, round table, Arthur King round table.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So something is like I felt like something heavy is pulling you down, Olga. Like the boats have some long metal thing
Yeah.
that goes into the sand and then it anchors the boat. The boat doesn't move.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you are not free.
Mm-hmm.
This
Okay.
is for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for the apartment, I
Yeah.
felt like the energy changed and that she might have like she would like even to change the color of the walls to make it prettier as she likes things, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Yeah.
Change the furniture, bring some plants.
Big job, Olga. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So, okay. So, yeah, I mean, for me, the minute you expanded your aura, the energy changed. It's very simple. Really changed. You know, I don't feel the oppression before. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. So, yeah, what do you think, Olga?
Yeah, I wonder. What I'm sitting with is this question of who nurtures whom. You know, is this me or us nurturing the spaces, or is it also about the spaces nurturing us in those states when maybe I'm not the shining sun, and whether the natural state of the flat is the state of oppression or whether I caused this. So I kind of like, I'm interested in this, and also I'm thinking whether there is a relationship between the flat and the building and the land itself that might influence that.
Yeah, for sure, everything, but you are the most important. Yeah. So the state of your being affect everything else. Yeah. But of course we are affected by everything else. But it depend on where we are with the power. That's the amount of us being affected by the other radiation or yeah, or energies. Yeah. Because when you came from the gathering, obviously it's a big shift, you know, from where you've been to where you entered the house where you entered, and obviously, yeah, the place has its own natural energy, you know, that has to do with London, with has to do with the whatever, you know, with the spirits. I don't know what, yeah, but then you come in and you shine, and it's your place, yeah, it's your energy, you shine there. Yeah. And because you say this is my place and this is my choice to live in this way, and that's the way I live. Yeah. So you create a reality for the space that hopefully it's much stronger than any other reality that the space also holds. Yeah. I mean, I don't say it from theory. I just saw very clearly that when you open up, the energy become, I mean, the energy of the space was affected immediately. It was straightforward. So I understand that it has to do with your relationship with yourself and with the space, and allowing yourself to bring the gathering into the space in London, you know, and to feel that yeah, it's one energy. It's okay. It's not because it's London. It's not the fields or the nature where you've been. I don't know where you've been, but I believe it was beautiful. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah,
It was in the forest.
yeah. So yeah, the forest is in you. Hence, it's coming with you everywhere.
Thank you.
Okay, my dear.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay. I just want to do a little bit work of with Miche, if it's okay, because you didn't need to do anything, because I know you don't feel well today. So just to support you, you know, just to support you. Yeah, so you feel better. So let's connect to Miche's energy because she has a sore throat and some flu. Okay. So let's just be with her because you know, like with Olga, the space, so inner space, external space, you know, always we need space, always, because space is the most prominent on existence, is space more than anything. You know, they said that if you take all the matter of creation and you squeeze it to matter, the whole creation is just that amount of matter. The rest is space. So space is the name of the game, really. Okay, so let's just connect to Miche and check her energy. Yeah, how it's flowing, and yeah, where it's blocked, and maybe we can support her so she'll have more space and then she can heal much faster. Okay, so whoever gets anything and would like to share, please go for it. Anyone? Yeah,
I feel
Done.
like
Yeah. Go, Kaya.
so I feel like this upper part of the body, I feel like kind of emptiness. That's in like
Okay. Empty in the center, empty around, empty. Where is it empty? The whole
and
thing empty, like empty vessel.
the whole thing, yeah.
Okay. And do you look inside the body or outside the body? Meaning, you know, the energy is
Inside,
big.
yeah,
So,
the inside. It's kind
yes.
of like transparent. It's kind of like maybe it's going out too much, like she's losing energy there.
Okay, beautiful. Very good. Okay. Joanna, you wanted to say something? Up the mic.
Yes, when I start with who am I? And then I try to connect to her throat. And I felt pain in my throat. And then I asked for help to all of us, you know, because we are in a circle. Like we are 7 people today, no?
6. Maybe there's somebody else. I don't know, but yeah.
And then I tried, like we were in a circle, all of us. And at the end, there was one big throat, blue, expanding.
Beautiful. Thank you. You went straight to healing. Okay. Perfect. We're still in diagnosis, but you went to healing straight. That's cool. Thank you so much. Olga, did you want to say?
Sure. I felt pressure in my head on the right side, and I sort of felt like the energy sort of goes slightly here and then it moves out there and it doesn't enter my body at the throat level. It almost like as if escapes, and then it's kind of similar to what Kaya was saying, like just felt like vacuumous lower down. and gray. And I also I can't see the center channel going in. It's sort of like almost hits here and goes out, and it like vibrates in my throat. So it's like as if it tightening it by not going through the whole body.
Okay, beautiful. Sally, anything you want to share?
I felt the pain in my throat quite strongly. That
Yeah.
was
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so obviously she doesn't feel well. Here she coughs again. Okay, but let's say, so obviously we can go direction of just healing, which is cool, but maybe we can get more insight on that, yeah? So maybe something in her system got weaker to allow the illness or the virus to interfere with her system because there is a weakness. So maybe we can ask what can be strengthened in Miche system for her to heal, but also not to get ill. Yeah. So maybe you get an insight of what is her kind of weak spot that needs support. Joanna, you have insights. I know, you're working with insights. Okay, what came to you? Open the mic. Open the mic.
Sorry, Yair, I forgot.
No problem. It's okay.
Will you please ask the question again?
Yeah, what do you feel is not balanced in her that allows the virus to be stronger than her immune system?
I remember now, the heart.
The heart. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else?
I got this image straight away of her, like there was maybe some unexpressed anger and it got stuck here. I don't know why, but just something like.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
I'm taken to the place where soul of feet meet earth. So to me, it actually shows the energy going down up. So kind of the connection to earth and the earthiness and something to do with feet, but like almost as if, this part of the feet just being in contact, with the energy of earth.
Meaning that you feel should be more in contact?
Yeah, I feel like there is no kind of this like organic nourishing that comes from earth that rebuilds the immune system or supports it or heals it.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, just a minute. Let's see. We got a lot of information. All these shamanic women here. So much information we get. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so Miche, we got a lot of information, and I'm sure all of it has something as relevance. So maybe we can take everything together and just say that you just say an affirmation that you're opening yourself for balance and healing, from the universe. Yeah, yeah. That everything in you that is angry or weak or not connected, you're really inviting connection. You're inviting nourishment. You're inviting harmony. You're inviting all the wellness and balancing possible for your system. And you're willing to let go of anything consciously or subconsciously that blocks it, that doesn't allow the natural power to flow in harmony within you. Yeah. And you're really surrendering to the power. Meaning that, as Kaya said, that maybe there is anger, unexpressed anger. Yeah, you allow it to move away in a way, or you willing your system to let go of that. If that's needed, you know. So it's a complete surrender and giving permission for the system to harmonize with the creation, with the source. As if you're willing to reset, unconditional reset. And also that you are not only resetting your system, but you are by that inviting nourishment and love from the creation, from maybe family member, maybe from angels, from spirits, whoever is available for you to nourish you, to support you, is invited to do it, is welcome to do it. So you're not alone. What are you getting, me, Kaya? What's happening with Miche now?
I found like I saw this image of kind of like a shift kind of opening up and like seeing kind of yellow expansion, like golden light kind of. Okay. Kind of like
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, something become lighter, much lighter. Yes, Miche? Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for supporting. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Um, who else would like some work or some? Yeah, Joanna? Yeah, Kaya. Let's do Kaya because she was not here a few weeks. And then we can go to you, Joanna. Okay? Kaya, anything specific?
okay, yeah. So I got bitten by a dog a
Oh
few
my
days.
God.
So
Oh,
it was kind of like is quite a decent bite. So I wasn't able to like today's getting better, so I can start to use my fingers and that's one thing. But I don't feel, I don't know, maybe there's like some reason around it. But then maybe another thing is like I'm having these like repeating dreams about going back to Australia, maybe more like the space thing. I felt like, oh, that came up before. So I lived in Australia for a few years and I really felt like that was my home. And then I left and like I was kind of forced to leave because I really burn out. And I keep having these dreams that I'm going back and I'm just so happy I'm back. I'm really crying, but I can't really come there. So it's really this kind of pain, but I'm, of not being able to go back home in a way.
where are you from? Are you from Australia?
Well, I'm from Slovenia.
Ah, Slovenia. Oh, yes, yes. Okay. What do you feel more you like us to pay attention? Maybe it will cross, but maybe not. So what do you?
What do you mean?
Yeah, between the dog and Australia, what do you feel you would like us to pay attention more?
Australia. Yeah,
Australia.
it's like more strong at the moment.
Okay. Okay. So we're talking belonging, you know, we're talking earth or something like this for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because originally you're Slovenia, you live now in Morocco, and you've been also in Australia. So it's a bit like with Olga, yeah. It's a question of relationship to space and to the earth and to places, yeah. Um, so every place on earth has a power to it, and we have a power that you can relate it also to astrology, you know, to the planets. So yeah, and our energy naturally harmonize better in one place compared to another place, yeah, vibrating more in harmony. Um, so the way I connect to that question is I'm looking at again, we can look at relationship between a place and you, exactly like we did with Olga. We can look also at roots quality. Yeah. For example, now where you are now in Morocco, to see if we visualize you as a tree, yeah, and the earth is receiving the roots. Is there a good rooting quality? Is a good nourishment quality? Is a good stability? Exactly like a tree. We can look like this also. But maybe people have another way of looking at it. Okay. So I just want to open it for everybody. The question of Australia and Kaya, and maybe place and routing. But maybe I'll ask you before, Kaya, if finding place on planet Earth for you is an issue in general. If you
Seems
kind of,
yeah.
sorry, yes, what do you say?
Yeah, seems like it. I'm always moving around. But
Okay.
I don't, it's really, I think, in like a place, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to really settle down and say, this is my forever place. And I'll just travel and come back here.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just leaving this question open. I'm not 100% sure yet what's the best way to look at it. And let's see what people say. Yeah. Whoever want to say anything about that, you go for it.
I think it would be nice to have a look at Kaya and places. So Kaya in Australia, Kaya in, you know, whatever those other Morocco and Slovenia, whatever other ones might be there, just to see what is the exchange between what comes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Joanna? Joanna, what do you?
I want to ask you, where are you now?
I'm in Morocco.
What town?
It's called Tamraght, the village, close
Do
to
you
the
like it?
Agadir. Sorry?
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it in a way. There's you know, pros and cons, but I've been here now for about 4 years.
So I feel that you're not you're not rooted apparently, but actually you are rooted in Morocco. I don't know if there or in a city or I don't know, because what you said? You said that I want to have a place of my own and to come back here,
Mhm.
you know?
Okay, good. Thank you. It's something to, yeah, to pay attention. Okay. So, just a minute. Yeah. So, the way I look at it is two ways. As I said, relationship and roots. So let's look at Kaya and her Slovenia and see what's the relationship with the country And what's the relationship? Root relationship. Okay. Then we take Kaya in Morocco. Again, the relationship with the country and the root. Then we take Kaya in Australia. Yeah, so it's a bit conflicting in different places. Yeah, every place has something more, something less. So what I get for you and Slovenia, I get strong roots, very strong roots. But the place is pushing on you, is oppressive. Yeah, it's not relaxing. In Morocco, not so much roots. You're almost flying up. Yeah, like a missile, a little bit. Yeah, but there is some peace in the relationship with the place, with the country, in a way. Yeah, and with Australia, yeah, the roots I don't see very strong, but also there is peace with the country. Yeah, so I cannot say they there's one place that looks perfect. Maybe Spain. Yeah.
I
But
lived in
just
Spain, so
you
yeah.
you lived in Spain already. You crossed that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just a minute, Joanna. Just a minute. So, but we have a place. We have to choose a place to live in our life. Yeah. And I don't think there is the perfect place. I don't think so. And I don't think we have to, to thrive for the perfect place. Yeah. Because place always a place. The only perfect place is in our heart. Yeah. The only perfect place. Of course, we have to aim that will be as perfect as possible, but don't think that they'll be the perfect. Yeah. Because always there is pros and cons for each place. Yeah. Always. So let's say brings us to your heart. That brings us to the level of peace inside you. Yeah. That brings us to how much peace you allow yourself to be in, and how much you relate the peace to the place where you are in. Yeah. So I'm asking you that.
I'm not I don't really understand.
I know it's not a clear question. I ask again. Yeah. How much peace there is in you, and how much of your peace, inner peace, you projecting to the place, to to the country or where you're living, and how much you of that you owning, you know?
Yeah, I feel at the moment I'm pretty good at that. Not all the time, but right now, maybe since our last session, we did here, we really kind of things started to flow. But I just don't know why this keeps coming back to me through my dreams. Because sometimes I completely gave up the idea of going back or whatever, but it just feels so strong in my heart. And it's again, maybe like the left side. So I don't know if this is again like a mother connection or earth, or it's just, when I think about it, it's just like this big sadness to it.
To the connection with Australia.
Yeah, that like I'm like not there, not belonging, or I can't come back or something like that.
I understand. Yeah. And why can't you go back?
Well, so for I mean, I guess long term it's like visa issues. It's very hard.
Oh,
And
okay. I understand. Yes.
now I do have 2 dogs, which is made it a bit harder. So I don't know if that comes back to the bite, but Yeah, and for then it was COVID. My plan was to go back to finish my studies, but then it was COVID for 3 years, and then I had some financial and like job issues, and I feel the time it's still coming. I'll go back to visit and I see how I feel again, but I feel this like emotion is very strong.
I understand. Yeah. I must say that I don't have a very clear saying here. It's not very clear to me. Yeah, it's not very clear. The only thing that is very clear is that you can make yourself balance everywhere you want. Yeah. And even if you're longing to a place and you cannot live there, it's okay. You can live with the longing, but you don't need to let it unbalance you. Yeah. So I think it's anyone want to add anything on that?
And I feel as well on places they bring different quality, or they, on the myth level of our existence, not on the infinite level, but like they open something up or allow for something to come in. And I felt the best with you in Slovenia. But for me, as Yair said, I just felt so much energy coming from the earth and the roots that it was overwhelming. It was like I just can't take it in. It felt so big. But at the same time, I could hear the song and the ancestry. But to me, almost like that is the lesson. Like being there is being connected and accepting that, and being with the whole ancestral whatever will arise from this. And in Morocco, I felt like you were reaching out into the sand, but the sand, it was like sand. I just saw sand. It was like moving away. It was not taking your roots. And it felt like it was about, oh, how do I fit here? Who are the people here? How am I externally sort of relate? Where's my place within the community in a way, like in the simple form? And in Australia, I felt my right and left side doing this. And I felt lots of different bits and bobs, and it felt quite rich. It felt like there's something about like inner discovery, or something about like a threshold about who am I? And that the quality of the land brings in. And I'd almost like, I've never been to Australia, so I don't know, but I almost like felt, like the roots of a jungle that kind of intertwine and move like serpents, continuously moving and reshaping and readjusting something, but it felt really much inwards and about my personal journey and who I am.
That makes so much sense, yeah.
Thank you, Olga. Joanna, yeah?
For me, it's similar to what you and Olga said.
Mm-hmm.
In Slovenia, I felt the roots powerful, but somehow like conflictual, like they don't let her flourish. I don't know how to say.
Mm-hmm.
In Morocco, I felt that the roots were in the sun, in the sand, and they were not stable, like they were moving. I felt peace also there. And in Australia, it came just a feeling, a nice feeling about Australia that she held with her. It's
Okay, beautiful. So, interesting. I mean, beside Miche, that she's from Belgium, but she lived many years in Spain, So all of us not living actually where we are born, and we all getting something from the place where we are. And I'm sure, at least in my case, there is a longing for that thing that Israel gives me, which I will never get here in Spain. Yeah. And the rejection also in the same time of what, I will get there. I will not get there, but I get here, So, and I think it's for everybody like this. We all has to deal with the fact that we don't live where our roots is or are necessarily, but we get a lot from where we are. And I don't know there is the perfect answer for those things. We all have to, in the end of the day, find peace inside our heart, because that's the only place that we have control over it. Yeah. And try to adjust as much as possible, to that the culture suits our nature, and it's not conflicting too much. Of course, yeah. Okay,
Okay, great.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just about the dog, um, just a few words that again, this has to do with some kind of sometime you have to look at the immune system, what your what how are you doing? If you are permeable, like head lices, you know, or any virus, it's also a dog, it's if we're available, it jumps like Olga's energy in their house, in the apartment, She was not there, so somebody came.
Yeah, I mean, it was two dogs fighting, my dog and another dog, and I tried to get them apart, and then my dog actually beat me.
Yeah.
So I
Okay. Yeah. All those things we can always look at them, where were you in the fight, It's because everything intertwines, so we always can look. But thank you so much. I hope it's helpful, although there was no go to Australia tomorrow kind of thing. But I think it's good to open the mind and to see, that actually we can all see that there is no perfect place. Yeah.
No, I love the tree analogy, and it's so interesting how it's different in different places.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Joanna, how can we
Uh,
support you, my dear?
I'm a little bit afraid that you might say no, but I feel that I need that. I need to clear, to make peace with my ancestors. I feel that this is the main problem in my life now.
Okay. Good. Let's do it. Why would I say no?
I,
Okay. So ancestors, the way I kind of simple way to envision is this, okay? Yeah. So this is Joanna. This is the mother energy, ancestral energy, the father ancestral energy, and that what comes from her in a way. Yeah. So it's like a lake and three rivers coming, two in and one out. Okay.
but to me, to
Yeah.
the right is the father.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay, but yeah. So when we connect into the ancestral energy, what we want to connect is to the flow, ancestral flow that come from the mother direction into her, from the father direction into her. Okay? Yeah. Um, Looking at it with the image that it's kind of an infinite stretch of information that leads to her from both directions. Okay? So what I want to invite everybody is to connect, to connect to the maternal ancestral flow as if it's a river and see how it is, and to the paternal ancestral flow, again, a river, how it is, and just let's see what's going on. Okay? So let's take 1 minute and then let's see what people get. Okay. Who gets what? Olga?
I get a much stronger flow from the maternal, and the paternal feels less connected to me.
Okay. And the maternal, is it a harmonious, loving, nourishing flow or a broken?
It's like
or
overwhelming. I almost see it as if Joanna is a pool of water, that the maternal line is like a river that sort of like takes the water out of it.
mm,
It feels like
okay.
strong. It doesn't feel harmonious.
Yeah. Okay, let's focus. So let's focus on the maternal. Anyone else? What are you getting? Yeah, Kaya?
I'm getting the same, yeah. Like the very strong maternal, but then paternal is like a small, really weak.
Okay. And Sally, you?
Same. Yeah.
Same.
I can really feel
Okay.
the feminine side strongly.
Okay, very good. Okay, so okay, and then just a minute. Joanna, what do you feel?
It's a little bit strange because from the mother side, I feel strong energy with my mother, but taking my energy, like she's taking my energy, they take my energy, they
Okay.
deplete me.
Yeah.
But it's strange that with the father,
Mm-hmm.
I can't connect
Mm-hmm.
like I would
Okay.
like to, but yes.
Okay. 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 For me, basically, I see that it's messed up, both. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I see something very broken, very broken. Uh, okay. So let's first work with the maternal side. Okay. So the way we do it, first we have to understand that everything is in our mind. Okay. It's not outside because there is no outside. There's no outside. Our mind holds the information. Yeah. And our minds, in a way, suffers the information or enjoys the information. Depends what the quality. Okay. So what we do, you have to feel for yourself, Joanna, what is the quality from your mother's side that you feel that is not good for you, that is not harmonious for you. Yeah. And maybe when you think about the ancestral lineage, you thinking about if you can trace this quality that that you know your grandparents, it was the same. And, if you can trace a certain amount of behavior that in the family is going through the lineage. So that's what I want to ask you. Can you trace a certain quality that is not good?
Yes.
What is it?
For example, my grandmother wanted to abort my mother, and my mother wanted to abort myself
Yeah.
when I was. Her mother didn't like her. She had only boys. She didn't want girls. The same my mother.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
she was like taking me to illegal abortion to be her assistant, like showing me that that's what she wanted to do with me, to kill me. I felt always like a very bad pressure from her, like she was,
Yeah. Bad
squeezing,
pressure.
uh,
Yeah.
pressing me very hard,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Okay.
making me to run for her, do things absolutely impossible for a child.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, and now I want to ask you of that, what you just described as a sensation, what is with you today? Those qualities that you felt that your mother, the way she behaved with you, what do you feel you took on board and it's become your nature today?
Why did I take them on board?
No, what if you did and what? Yeah. For example, you said that she pressured you very much, that she made
Yes,
you do things that are impossible. Yeah, for
yes,
example, so I'm asking you if you can recognize that that quality is still alive in you, that you behave towards yourself like this, or you allow
yes,
other people to behave towards you like this. So I'm
yes,
asking if the quality that thing that happened to you with your mother are still alive in you, that you recognize them.
yes. It's,
What? What of those things?
it's the guilt because I'm afraid that we'll go to the police and I will go to orphanage.
Yeah,
The fear, the heaviness, like I cannot, I'm banded, like I'm
yeah,
almost
yeah,
almost near the floor,
yeah,
angry with her. If I could, I would have killed her if
yeah.
there was no police and so forth. But
Okay.
I loved her at the same time very, very much. I was so close to her, like we were together, like a couple.
Yeah.
I was the man and she was the woman.
Okay. Good.
And I kept some of her comportments which are bad for the health also in a lot of things.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. So obviously it's very involved and it's complicated, yeah, but and we don't have time to do it. But let's do what we can. So what we can is to work generally. Okay? So what I'd like you to visualize is that you are facing your mother, yeah? And behind your mother is your grandmother and her parents, your grandparents. And behind them is your great grandparents, etc. So you see that there is a lineage of your ancestors going from you and going to infinity with so many people. Okay? And then you talk to them and you say something like this. I will say it now and you can repeat it in your mind. Yeah. So we say that my dear mother and all my ancestors, first I want to thank you for giving me life. Yeah. Don't write. Don't write it. Don't write it. Just try to repeat in your mind what I say. I record it, and then you can have the recording, so it's no problem. Yeah, yeah. So first, I want to thank you for for giving me life, and for giving me many qualities that are beautiful and wonderful, that made me the person I am, and allow me to support myself and to have good qualities. Thank you for that. And together with that, I see that I receive qualities that are really not good, that are oppressive, that are destructive, that made my life very difficult with my mother and made my life difficult and making my life difficult today. Because of that, I want to cleanse now all that energy. Yeah. So what you're visualizing now, yeah, that from you going out a beautiful light and so much love. And those qualities are start to move through into your mother, into your grandmother, and into all your ancestral lineage. And like you cleansing everybody into infinity. Yeah. And you tell them that they're all cleansing. And then from now on, you don't get from them anything negative, only light, only love. And then you can visualize that those qualities of light and love are coming back to you from, from infinity, from God, through all the ancestors, coming back to you and nourishing you back through your mother into you. So when you connect to your mother, when you connect to this lineage, it feel like a source of nourishment and not a source of heaviness and difficulty. Like we're changing the energy inside our body when we're connecting and the energy moves and harmonize. We can do it also, you know, to the what we call the ancestors, because it's everything in our mind. Yeah. So from now on, if your mother ancestor lineage from now on is a source of light and love, then your life will be different. Okay, Joanna? And we need to finish. I know there is more work, but we can work together on that. How are you feeling now? What are you feeling?
I feel better.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So yeah, so we need to finish. And Sally and Kaya, they had to leave earlier. But thank you for them as well. And thank you for you, Olga and Joanna and Miche, for being here together and doing beautiful work to support us in this crazy journey called life. Roller coaster. Okay, so hope to see you next week. And Miche, I know you're going to feel amazingly better. There's no doubt about it. Okay. And Olga, can you stay 1 minute? Just to 1 minute. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Okay.
Tyler.
Bye, 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 bye. I just closed the recording.